Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Giving all praises, all honor, showing respect and loyalty to Yehovah. We say hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Thank the Most High God for this day, the Shabbat day, even though it's only a few of us. The Most High God deserves His praise.
Amen.
He's worthy.
That's right.
And like my uncle used to always tell us, one monkey don't stop the show.
That's right. Don't.
2, 3 monkeys don't stop the show.
That's right.
You know, Most High God always gets His praise.
That's right. Amen. There you go.
So we are starting a new book.
All right.
I'm loving this series that we've been doing in the afternoon. It gives people an opportunity to learn the history that, you know, we don't really get into.
There you go.
But it's wonderful. We went through the book of Judges and we saw how the children of Yisrael were always into something that we had nothing to do with. You know, we read a lot of books and it shows you how far we got away from the Most High God and sitting there doing His laws. You know, almost every chapter.
Yeah.
The children of Israel did which was according to their own eyes.
Right.
That's how the book of Judges ended.
Yeah.
It said in those days there was no king in Israel. Every man did that which was right in his own eyes. That was in every chapter, just about every chapter in the book of Judges.
Yeah.
So here we are, starting a new book, the book of Shemuel, which is Samuel, 1 Samuel. And Samuel was the last judge in Israel.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And when I teach, I like to have like an interactive thing. So I'm going to ask y'all some questions. So that's the first question. Why was Shemuel the last judge in Yisrael?
Nobody came after him.
Because we asked Shemuel for a king.
See, I knew they was going to answer. I wanted y'all to answer.
Oh, okay.
Why was he the last judge of Yisrael? He was the last judge. What came after him?
A king.
A rebellious people asked for what?
A king.
A king, even though we had a king in the Most High God.
Right.
Okay, so before we start, I just want to give you just a brief synopsis of who Shemuel was. Right? Shemuel, he was a miracle child.
Yeah.
Right? He was a miracle child. I got all types of notes. It's not even together, but we see him as a baby.
Yeah.
Right.
We see him as a leader,
That's right.
an intercessor,
Yeah.
Right.
and we see him also as a ghost.
Okay.
The only one ever spoken about in this Old Testament. And that's going to come later. I'm going to try to stick to the first 3 chapters.
Okay.
I love the book of Shemuel, the first and second. This is one of my favorite books
I hear you.
of the history.
Okay.
You know, because he had a life similar to Moshe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was a righteous man amongst wicked people. Not all the time, but he went through a lot of the same things that Moshe went through. So let's begin in the first chapter of the book of Samuel, and we're going to read about this great man.
Okay.
We're in the first book of Shemuel, which is Samuel. First chapter, first verse, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And he was also a prophet.
Right.
And what's a prophet?
A seer.
He said a seer. He said one that tells the time to come. Anyone else? Teaches God's word. One who speaks on the Most High's behalf. All of that. Tamshi.
Now there was a certain man of Ramatayim Zophim, of the hill country of Ephraim, and his name was Elkanah, the son of Jehoram, the son of Elihu, the son of Tohu, the son of Zuph, of Ephrathite. Ephrathite. I know they say Ephraimite, but
So, now, what does that mean? They say Ephraimite, some books say Ephrathite. Was he an Ephraimite?
Ephrathite.
Ephrathite. Now, this is, a lot of people may get that mixed up with what his nationality was. I'm saying not his nationality, but his tribe. A lot of people think that Shemuel was of the tribe of Ephraim. Right? His father, whose name was Elkanah, was from the tribe of Levi.
Right.
Now, how do we know this? We know that we read, even in the book of Judges, we just finished reading about the hill country of Ephraim.
Right.
There was a lot of Levites that live in that area.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
It's more of a, sorry, what I'm looking for?
Section.
Geography,
Right.
not genealogy.
Right.
It's like you live in Brooklyn, you're considered a Brooklynite. You understand? So he was in he was in Ephraim, so they relate him to, oh yeah, he's an Ephraimite, he lives in Ephraim. But no, he's a Levite.
Right.
Let's go to the book of 1 Chronicles,
There you go.
the 6th chapter,
There you go.
and the 16th verse. Let's just read a few verses. Sixth chapter, 16th verse.
First Chronicles,
1 Chronicles.
6th chapter, 16th verse,
Yes.
6:16.
6:16.
And these are they whom David set over the service of song in the house of Jehovah. After that the ark had rest, and they ministered with song before the tabernacle of the tent of meeting, until Shalom had built the house of Jehovah in Jerusalem. And they took their station at the service according to their order. And these are they that took their station, and their sons, of the sons of the Kohathites, Heman the singer, the son of Yoel, the son of Shemuel, the son of Elkanah, the son of Yehoram, the son of Eliel, the son of Toah, the son of Zuph, the son of Elkanah,
These are all Levites.
the son of Mahat, the son of Amasai, the son of Elkanah, the son of Yoel, the son of Azariah, the son of Zephaniah, the son of Tahat, the son of Asiah,
All right, we don't
the
have
son
to
of...
go further. That's the history, the same history that you're reading in 1 Samuel.
Right there.
That's it. These are Levites, these are Kohathites.
Yeah.
And it tells you that they were skilled singers. They are responsible for a lot of the psalms that we read.
Right.
So when we go back to 1 Samuel, this is no contradiction.
Right.
You understand? So for people to understand that Elkanah was not from the tribe of Ephraim. In Joshua, the 21st chapter, we see that Joshua gave out portions of land to the tribes, but the Levites had no heritage.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
In fact, let's go to it. Joshua, the 21st chapter. And we're not going to read too much of it, the 5th verse.
And the rest of the children of Kohath had by lot out of the families of the tribe of Ephraim, and out of the tribe of Dan, and out of the half tribe of Manasseh, 10 cities. And the children of Gershon had by lot out of the families of the tribe of Issachar, out of the tribe of Asher, and out of the tribe of Naphtali, and out of the tribe of half the tribe of Manasseh, in Bashan, 13 cities.
Skip down to 8.
And the children of Yisrael gave by lot unto the Levites these cities, with the open land about them, as Jehovah commanded by the hand of Moshe.
Okay, so you see that the Levites had no land.
Mm-hmm.
So we were in everyone's territory.
Yeah.
Right.
We were with God, we were with Dan, we were with Ephraim, which is a popular city, or if you want to call it. So there were lots of Levites there, but just to make it plain,
Yeah.
this man was from the tribe of Levi.
Amen.
Let's go back to 1 Samuel. Oh, and I just want to, before we get into it, I just want to introduce to you the people who are going to be in this story, in the first 3 chapters, because I'm only doing 3 chapters. We just been introduced to Elkanah.
Uh-huh.
Elkanah means what? Now, you know in Hebrew you have to watch the spelling, because Elkanah means God is jealous, but this Elkanah means God has attained, right? Or taken possession. We meet a woman named Hannah. Hannah in Hebrew is grace or favor. We also meet Penina. Penina means pearl, jewel, or coral.
Okay.
We meet a man named Eli. Eli means, it could mean 2 different meanings depending on the spelling. But this Eli is with an ayin, so it means high or ascended. But the other Eli with the aleph means my God. And then we meet his son Hophni, which means pugilist. Right? What is a pugilist? I had to look that one up myself. One who is always
Boxing,
fighting,
always fighting.
a fighter.
Yeah, always fighting.
Right?
Yeah, always fighting.
Pinchas.
Okay.
Pinchas, oracle. But these two boys, these two men, Hophni and Pinchas, they were labeled as B'nai Bili'ah.
Okay. Son of Bili'ah.
Bili'ah. And this means corrupt or scoundrels.
Yeah.
You understand? You okay? Okay. And also, we meet the main character of this book, Shemuel. What does Shemuel mean? Ask of God, or name of God. Shemuel. Okay? So those are the characters that we're going to meet in these 3 chapters. Tamshi.
Verse 2. And he had 2 wives. The name of the one was Hannah. The name of the other, Peninnah. And Peninnah had no children, but And Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. And this man went up out of his city from year to year to worship and to sacrifice unto Jehovah of hosts in Shiloh.
Okay, so this is not the first time we've been introduced to Shiloh. You know what Shiloh? Shiloh was the main central city. That's where the tabernacle was.
Right.
That's where everyone went to meet. Right? They give up their prayers and sacrifices. We did that at Shiloh. And at this time, well, let's get into it. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
And the 2 sons of Eli, Hophni and Pinchas, were the priests unto Jehovah.
Okay, so Eli, at this time, he was an old man. But his 2 sons, Hophni and Pinchas, were running the show. They were the Levites, they were the priests there. Eli was a priest, but he was already out of service. You understand? Because once a Levite reaches a certain age, then it's time for him to pass the baton, and that's basically what he did.
And it came to pass, upon a day when Elkanah sacrificed, that he gave to Peninnah his wife, and to all her sons and all her daughters portion. But unto Hannah he gave a double portion, for he loved Hannah, but Jehovah had shut up her womb.
Okay. So this man, Elkanah, he loved his wife. He loved his wives. But Hannah was very special to her, to him. And because she had no children, he gave her a double portion. Right. You know, because he felt for her. I'm sure he wanted her to have children. But she didn't.
And her rival vexed her sore to make her fret, because Jehovah had shut up her womb.
Okay, so her sister wife, Peninnah, vexed her sore. When it was time for them to go up and make sacrifice and go into Shiloh, she let her hear it every year. Oh, you still ain't got no yellow beam to bring up to the Most High? You know, she was an enemy to her. She was a antagonist.
Right.
You know, so she antagonized her year by year, daily. You know, so that was her rival. Even though these women are married to the same man, so you see the conflict in their home.
Oh, right.
And she probably act like that because it said, the way Elkanah loved her, he probably loved her more than he did this one. And she saw that, and she wanted to put it in her face, you know, she still ain't got no children.
Yeah, I got no children.
Yeah, look at all these kids.
I got the blessing.
Look at Yehoshua jumping on that tree. You better stop that, Yehoshua. Damn, you ain't had no kids yet? You know how women can be.
Yeah, very nasty.
You know, and she was worse than that, I'm sure.
Yeah, to make her fret.
Yeah. She probably said things like, oh, you just a dried up plant.
Exactly.
You know, you can't bear no fruit.
Yeah.
I mean, nasty.
Yeah.
Wow. Because Elkanah probably always wanted to hang out with Connor.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to hang out with Connor. You going to leave me here with all the kids? You know, so she saw that, so she vexed her every chance she got.
Vexed her.
And as he did so year by year, went she up to the house of Jehovah. So she vexed her. Therefore she wept and would not eat. And
she made it so that her spirit was bothered. She didn't even want to eat.
No.
And Elkanah her husband said unto her, Hannah, why weepest thou? And why eatest thou not? And why is thy heart grieved? Am I not better to thee than 10 sons?
No.
You know? No, you're not. You know? That's a woman's pride. She wanted to have children.
Exactly.
You know? And I'm sure he tried to, you know, play nice and soften her. You know, I've been good to you. I give you everything. I give you a double portion. Am I not good to you than 10 sons? But she wanted some children.
Yes.
Right.
She wanted
You know? Time sheet.
So Hannah rose up after they had eaten in Shiloh.
Like I said, remember Shiloh is where the tabernacle was before the first temple was erected.
There you go.
And after they had drunk. Now Eli the priest sat upon his seat by the doorpost of the temple of Yahweh.
Okay.
And she was in bitterness of soul,
Mm-hmm.
and prayed unto Yahweh and wept sore.
That's right.
And she vowed a vow and said, O Yahweh of hosts, if thou wilt indeed look upon the affliction of thy handmaid, and remember me, and not forget thy handmaid, but wilt give unto thy handmaid a man-child, then I will give him unto Yahweh all the days of his life, and there shall no razor come upon his head.
Okay, so she made an earnest prayer.
Wow. Yeah, it's a vow.
You understand? Meanwhile, everyone is in Shiloh, celebrating,
Having a good time.
eating, feasting, drinking, and this her countenance is just bothered to the point where she can't even enjoy the festivities.
Right.
So she's praying and she's weeping and says, I'm going to give this child up. If you give me this, I'm going to give this child up to you. You know, he's going to serve you all the days of his life. And she said he's going to be a Nazarite.
That's right.
No razor shall come on his head. She's raising this child just for the service of the Most High.
He's a vow.
Yeah. Time sheet.
And it came to pass, as she prayed long before Yahweh, that Eli watched her mouth. Now Hannah, she spoke in her heart, only her lip moved, but her voice could not be heard. Therefore Eli thought she had been drunken.
Mm-hmm. So he looking at this woman, and she's praying for a long time. And Eli's just sitting there by the door, and he's like, this woman must have had a lot to drink. You know, I know the yayin is strong this year, but she's so grieved, and just her mouth is moving, and you know, she's going through the motions.
There you go.
And he's like, what's wrong with this woman? And listen what he said to her.
And Eli said unto her, how long wilt thou be drunken, thou vile woman? Well, it don't really say that. Put away thy wine from thee.
Go check her.
And Hannah answered and said, Nay, my Lord, I am a woman of a sorrowful spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor strong drink, but I poured out my soul before Yahweh. Count not thy handmaid for a wicked woman, for out of the abundance of my complaint and my vexation have I spoken hereunto.
You see that? This woman is really going through the motions. She's really hurting. She made an earnest prayer, and this man must have, like I said, it must have looked like she was drunk and was just out of her mind. But he's like, no.
Put the bottle of energy down.
Yeah. What's wrong with you, woman? You know, how long are you going to be drunk? You've been sitting here, the wine should have worn off by now. He's watching her for a long time. What does she have? Well, she's like, no, I'm really bothered. It's something that's really heavy on my heart.
There you go.
You know, and listen to what Eli tells her.
Verse 17. Then Eli answered and said, Go in peace, and the God of Yisrael grant thy petition that thou hast asked of him. And she said, Let thy servant find favor in thy sight. So the woman went her way and did eat, and her countenance was no more sad.
See that? So now, she felt a little better after speaking with Eli. You know, she got to pour out everything. She probably didn't go as far as to tell her husband all of this stuff, but, you know, she really let it out when she went up to Shiloh, because that was the time where he went out to pray, to sacrifice, and she's talking to, you know, the big man in charge. He's the head honcho in Shiloh. Tanchi.
And they rose up in the morning early, and worshipped before Yahweh, and returned and came to their house in Ramah. And Elkanah knew Hannah his wife, and Yahweh remembered her.
And he knew his wife. And we don't have to get into what that means. He knew her.
Right, that's it.
You know? And the Most High remembered her. Not that the Most High forgets.
There you go.
And it came to pass, when the time was come about, that Hannah conceived and bore a son. And she called his name Shemuel, because I have asked him of Yehovah.
You see that? So, everything that she asked for came to pass.
That's right.
Because she was earnest. She went humbly before the Most High God.
That's right.
You know, sometimes you can't. You know, I know a lot of women who've gone to doctors, and the doctors told them, nah, you won't be able to have children. A few years later, they had children.
Yeah.
You know, everything is in the hand of the Most High God.
Amen.
Amen.
And the man Elquan and all his house went up to offer unto Yehovah the yearly sacrifice and his vow. But Hannah went not up, for she said unto her husband, until the child be weaned, then I will bring him, that he may appear before Yehovah and there abide forever.
See, this man Elkanah, he was a special man because he let her do what she said out of her mouth.
Yeah, right.
He could have avoided that.
Yeah, he could avoid that.
He could have said, no, this is my son. He's going to stay here, right?
Exactly.
But he said, you know what? I'm going to let that one rock. I'm going to let that one stay. And she was serious because she's going to follow through what she said. Her vow.
Yeah, that's right.
And Elkanah, her husband, said unto her, do what seemeth good. Tarry until thou have weaned him. Only Yehovah established his word. So the woman tarried and gave her son suck until she weaned him.
Okay, so now, here's my next question. So we all know this child Shemuel. We've all heard this story before, right? How old do y'all think he was when he went up to serve at the tabernacle? Just throw some numbers out.
I said 7.
You say 7.
Yeah.
Say like 6, 7.
Yeah, got weaned.
Okay, because she weaned him, right? But being weaned, yeah, he was weaned off of the breast milk.
Yeah, there you go.
She wasn't sending him to Shiloh for Eli to be wiping, dirty diapers.
No. He had to
be
train and everything.
Yes, he had to be able to move and
exactly.
take instruction. Oh, go do this and.
Yeah. No.
He was of age to where he could do some type of work.
There you go.
You understand? Yeah, follow instructions.
Yeah.
But he was a different type of child. He was
the first altar boy.
He was the first altar boy. But you know what? He was a special child.
There you go.
You have smart children, and then you have Shemuel.
There you go.
Right.
He was different.
Yeah.
You understand? Tamshi.
And when she had weaned him, she took him up with her with 3 bullocks and 1 ephah of meal and a bottle of wine, and brought him unto the house of Yehovah in Shiloh, and the child was young.
To show her appreciation.
Yeah. Right.
To show her appreciation, she came bearing gifts.
Yes.
Because she was happy.
3 bullocks.
Because she knew that not only did the Most High give her a son, but this is going to be a special child. He's going to be working in the tabernacle.
Yes.
He's going to be ministering before the people.
There you go.
The Most High God.
For the rest of his life.
Shit, that's something to brag about. So what are your sons doing, Panina? Any of them going to Shiloh to serve in the tabernacle?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't think so. Some shit.
And when the bullock was slain, the child was brought to Eli. And she said, O my Lord, as thy soul liveth, my Lord, I am the woman that stood by thee here, praying unto Yehovah.
Yeah, remember me? Do you remember I was that lady that was outside and you thought I was drunk? And,
For this trial I prayed, and Yehovah hath granted me my petition.
He didn't even ask her what her petition was.
Yeah.
But he said, the Most High be with you. He must have saw that she was deeply, deep in sorrow. He said, the Most High grant you your petition.
That's what he
And
said.
she said, this is what I asked for. This is the young man right here. This is him.
That's right.
Eli, this is Shemuel. Shemuel, this is Eli.
Yeah.
You're going to stay with him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But she was telling him all along because she's rearing him up.
Yeah.
She's not just gonna, you know, raise it to be a young man. Where am I going? What are you doing, lady? No, from youth, she's telling him, listen, you're gonna be a special boy. You're gonna work with the priest, and you're gonna do this. So she's gearing him up for that. So he's preparing. She's preparing him mentally.
Yeah, she had to.
So it wasn't no surprise.
No, he was start crying.
Yeah, he gonna go crazy.
Yeah, shoot.
Yeah.
Therefore, I have also lent him unto Jehovah. As long as he liveth, he is lent unto Jehovah.
And that's the thing. He had to be so excited to work at the tabernacle, to minister before the Most High God.
Oh yeah.
He had never been there.
Right.
He never been there.
No.
Man, it's like Disney World, man. He had to be like, man, I can't wait to get the Shiloh, man. You know? She had to boost this thing up so much, and he was ready for it at that time.
Yeah.
How she?
And he worshiped Jehovah there.
I'm sorry if I keep cutting you off.
No problem. We good. Chapter 2, verse 1, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And Hannah prayed and said, my heart exalteth in Jehovah. My horn is exalted in Jehovah. My mouth is enlarged over my enemies. Because I rejoice in my salvation. This is thy salvation.
This is a song. What you saying earlier?
We got a song for everything.
We got a song for everything. He said that earlier. We got a song for everything. This woman, this right here, this prayer is a song.
That's right.
She said, my mouth is enlarged over my enemies. Who was her enemy at that time? Who was that enemy, her enemy at that time? BINAH. Yeah. Your enemy is not only the one that's trying to blow your head off. Your enemy could be someone sitting right close to you. A family member. A co-worker. You know, vexing you all the time. That's your enemy.
Yes.
There is none as holy as Yahweh, but there is none beside thee.
Amen.
Neither is there any rock like our rock. Multiply not exceedingly proud talk.
Multiply not exceedingly proud talk. Watch your mouth.
Yeah, watch your mouth.
Careful. This is what I got. Look what I got. What I got. This is what I got. This is what I got. Y'all about to do this. I'm about to do that.
Yeah.
Proud talk.
There you go.
Let not arrogancy come out of your mouth.
There you go.
For Jehovah is a God of knowledge.
That's right.
And by him actions are weighed.
Amen.
The bows of the mighty men are broken, and they that stumbled are girded with strength.
You see that? The Most High God can reverse the situation so fast. You'd be like, wow, I was just on time yesterday, man. Now look at me. I'm begging. I had the best job. I was making $150,000 a year. Now I gotta go settle for this $23,000 a year job. That I can hardly pay my rent. You never know the situation at the Most High, and you never know if the Most High reverse you. Now you making $150,000 a year.
They that were full have hired out themselves for bread.
You see that? Your pockets were fat just last week. And now you scrambling, you picking up pennies on the street. How many of us pick up pennies on the street? Sometimes, right? But we don't pick up every penny you see. But that's the man who fell. He fell hard. Now he can't miss a penny. I can't wait till that car moves, man, because I'm gonna get that penny. Yeah, you fell hard. You're holy tall. You were just on top. But now you low. Some sheep.
And they that were hungry have ceased. While the barren has borne 7.
Wow.
She that had many children have languished.
She had many children. She languished. She's tired. She's worn out. She's just. But the barren is now proud and she's doing well. You understand? The Most High can reverse your situation. That's why it's good to be humble. Humble yourself. You don't want the Most High to humble you.
Right.
You know? So this woman, Hannah, she's on cloud 9 at this point. On cloud 9 because she was just crying her heart out. You know, but now the Most High has lifted her up. And she knows that this boy is going to be a special child. How she?
Jehovah killeth and maketh alive, and bring down to the grave and bringeth up.
Yes.
Jehovah maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low, he also lifteth up.
That's right.
He raised up the poor out of the dust. He lifted up the needy from the dunghill to make them sit with princes. and inherit the throne of glory.
Yes.
For the pillars of the earth are Jehovah's, and he set the world upon them.
That's right, because the Most High is in charge of all things and everything.
That's right.
And he could change your situation for the bad, or he could change it for the good, depending on how you are. You understand? So, remember that.
That's right.
Tamshi.
He will keep the feet of his holy one. But the wicked shall be put in silence of darkness, for not by strength shall man prevail. They that strive with Jehovah shall be broken in pieces.
So you strive with the Most High God. The people who strive with the Most High God, knowing His word, don't keep His word, don't believe in Him, because they got everything by themselves. Nobody helped me through this. I did this, man. The Most High God gonna break you down.
That's right. Yeah.
Tell you right off your high horse. Tamshi.
Against them will he thunder in heaven. Jehovah will judge the ends of the earth, and he will give strength unto his king, and exalt the horn of his anointed.
Hallelujah.
I was reading somewhere where they said Kana was a prophetess. Right? This last verse it said he will give strength to his king and exalt the horn of his anointed. What does she mean by that? Did she know something? I don't want to read too much into it, but we didn't have a king.
No, not yet.
We didn't have a king. Tamshi.
Verse 11. And Elkanah went to Ramah to his house, and the child did minister unto Jehovah before Eli the priest.
Hey.
Now the sons of
So, he started ministering.
Yeah.
My next question. Was he made an automatic priest? Was he a priest at this point?
No, he working for the priest. Like what the other boy does.
Okay.
That's what he did.
He was a Misharet.
He didn't try. He didn't try.
Okay. Tamshi.
Now the sons of Eli were basemen.
Oh.
They knew not Jehovah.
See, and that says basemen.
Yeah.
Basemen, it's not really a strong word, but when you read it in the Hebrew, it says B'nai YAH. Wicked, evil, treacherous, scoundrels.
And the custom of the priest with the people was that when any man would offer sacrifice, the priest servant came, while the flesh was in the seething, if with a flesh hook of 3 teeth in his hand, and he struck into the pan or kettle or cauldron or pot, all that the flesh hook brought up, the priest took therewith.
Just wicked. The priest sent his servant. But listen, we don't care what you came up here to sacrifice. We getting ours first. We getting ours first. But the Most High God, and listen, you either gonna do it our way, or you're gonna go home with some scuffs on your face. Listen, this is how it goes. It said the custom of the priest. This is something that was going on daily at the time.
Oh yeah.
It was the custom.
Yeah.
They were evil.
Yeah.
So they did unto all the Israelites that came thither in Shiloh.
To all the Israelites. It was known.
Yeah.
You went up to Shiloh knowing that this was going to happen. You went there knowing that this was going to happen.
Oh yeah.
Yea, before the fat was made to smoke, the priest's servant came and said to him that sacrificed, give flesh to roast for the priest, for that he will not have his flesh sodden, but raw. And the man said unto him, let the fat be made to smoke first of all, and then take as much as thy soul desire. And he would say, nay, but thou shalt give it to me now, or I will take it by force.
I'll take it by force. I'll take it by force.
Oh, you're talking about Debo.
I mean, you about to get some lumps. I'm about to give you some lumps. They were evil.
They were the first Debo.
That's the first Debo.
Yeah. Now, listen, let me tell you something, man. These are some evil Levites right here. Some evil Levites. Tamshi.
And the sin of the young men was very great before Jehovah. For the men dealt contemptuously with the offerings of Jehovah.
But that wasn't it, man. That wasn't all that they did. We're going to read some more of that. These boys were something. They were terrible. They was good and terrible.
Just terrible.
That's right.
But Shmuel ministered unto Yehovah, being a child girded with a linen ephod. Moreover, his mother made him a little robe and brought it to him year by year when she came up with her husband to offer the yearly sacrifice.
And I'm sure she had some word for Penina every time she made him a little robe every year. You know? He's growing. I got to make a new robe this year because he grew out of the last one.
Yeah.
You know, you see this one right here, and Penina's like, yeah. And Joshua's still climbing a tree. He about 30 years old right now. He's still climbing that same tree. What is wrong with this boy, Elkanah? You know?
Nothing.
Yeah, he's a tree. Joshua might be a little off.
Tree climber.
He's a tree climber. Top sheep.
Verse 20. And Eli would bless Elkanah and his wife and say, Yehovah give thee the seed of this woman for a loan, which was lent to Yehovah.
Because guess what? The Most High started to bless Eli's house.
Yeah.
Right.
Because of this man.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Because of this young boy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He knew that there was something different about him.
Oh, yeah.
He said, man, this is a cash cow. You know? And he knew that the Most High God sent him, so he blessed him.
Oh, yeah.
He said, because there's something different, man. He found favor in the Most High and with man.
Amen.
Some sheep.
And they will go unto their own home.
Right.
So Yehovah remembered Hannah,
Mm-hmm.
and she conceived, and bore 3 sons and 2 daughters.
Take that.
And the child
Take
Shmuel
that.
grew
Take
before
that.
Yehovah.
Take
All right. So now,
Take that.
just like I said,
Yeah.
you on the bottom,
Take that. Yeah.
now you on the top.
Yeah.
Now she got something to brag about.
Yo.
She got something to talk about. You know? She can come to the women's table now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, before she would probably be sitting in the back
Come on.
with the single women, the young damsels.
Yeah.
But now she's at the ladies' table talking about her children. And oh yeah, Shemuel is growing and he's in Shiloh, and you know, Penina's now, she's salty.
And Joshua don't know what to do when he grew
And
up.
Yehoshua's still climbing the tree. You know? He's still climbing the tree. He's about 40 years old now, still climbing the same tree. Couldn't climb the tree today. You know? Yeah, the same tree.
He doesn't know what to do when he grew up.
Tell she. But the Most High remembered her.
Right.
You know, and blessed her. So now she has children.
Oh, yeah. That's
That was a wonderful thing. That's what I'm saying. Most High can reverse the situation that you're in.
Amen.
So you might think that you're in a rut, and the next day you're on top.
Man, Eli was very old, and he heard all that his sons did unto all Yisrael, and how they lay with the women that did the service at the door of the tent of meeting.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. You see, these are some evil boys. Evil priests. So these women are there at the tabernacle for the service of the Most High. And these 2 men, Hophni and Pinchas, took full advantage. Full advantage. And they lay with the women that come to do the work for the Most High God.
Goodness.
And they didn't think nothing of it.
Yeah.
We on top. We gonna do whatever we want to do.
Goodness.
They were savages.
Yeah. You're right.
They were savages.
That's the right word for them.
And Eli, I don't know what Eli's deal was.
Well, you know.
Was he scared of his sons?
Yeah. Yeah.
He didn't reprimand them
No, he didn't.
from young.
Right.
So this is a lesson. It's a spare rise for a child.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
teach them from young.
Yeah.
They were little monsters when they were babies.
Oh, yeah.
They grew up big monsters. So you got to catch them when they're young. You knock them upside their head a few times. And that's what he didn't do.
Bring them to the judges.
Yeah, something. These 2 right here, they should have been born to the
yeah.
judge.
They need to come to the judges.
Oh, yeah. But at this point, it's too late.
Yeah. You're right.
It's too late. You got 2 grown savages on your hands.
Yeah,
And there's nothing you can do about it, Eli. Because even if you go to your sons, they're going to say, Nah, Abba ain't like that, man. We ain't doing nothing like that. You ain't gonna take this priesthood from us.
No, one of them that agrees.
Abba, go. You know, we make sure we send Abba a nice portion of the stuff that we took today.
And he said unto them, why do ye such things? For I hear evil reports concerning you from all this people. Nay, my son, for it is not good, not a good report that I hear, which I hear Jehovah's people do spread abroad. If one man sin against another, God shall judge him. But if a man sin against Jehovah, who shall entreat for him? But they hearken not unto the voice of their father, because Jehovah would slay them.
That's all he could do to them.
Yes.
That was all.
Yeah.
At this point, like I said, it was too late.
Yeah.
He tried to talk to them, but in the Most High's eyes, he didn't do enough.
Right.
He didn't do enough.
Bring them to somebody.
And the child Shemuel grew on and increased in favor both with Jehovah and also with men.
Okay. So, get back to Eli.
Okay.
This man, he must have reaped the benefits of his son's mischief. He must have. He must have. Because I don't think that he was all holy and righteous. He knew who his sons were. Everyone knows their children.
Right.
Everyone knows their children.
Yeah.
You know? I just remember growing up, you know, my father would shout you out. We'd be in the temple, and that was the week that I got in trouble in school. And he'd be up there teaching, like, and this boy right here, this one right here, I know, and I'd just be sitting there like, oh man, embarrassment. But you could tell Eli didn't do that with his sons.
No.
He didn't reprimand them.
You check them.
No, he didn't. Because now it's too late, he's an old man, and there's nothing he can do.
Yeah.
He can hardly see.
Thank you.
You know? It's already too late. But he didn't do enough in the beginning.
Right.
And that was the part that was wrong. And meanwhile, Shemuel is seeing all of this. But he comes from a good household. He got good upbringing. He knows the difference between right and wrong. So he's looking at these two scoundrels and he's like, nah, I don't want to be like that. Stay far away from them. I'm here to do my job and that's it. And the people knew that because when they came up with their sacrifices, they're like, man, Shemuel, you different than them other boys, man. It just wasn't in him.
Right.
He wasn't an evil person like that.
No, he's not.
So it said he grew, increased in favor in both with Jehovah and with men. And that's what we want.
Right.
When you're on the side of Most High, people are going to know that.
Yeah.
They're gonna tend to come to you.
You're pleasant.
Yeah. There's something different about you. They want to talk to you. But when you're an enemy of the Most High, you're an enemy with the Most High and with me.
That's
So
right.
everybody that you come across,
That's right.
you got an evil countenance about you. Nobody want to speak with you.
No.
Right.
Township.
And there came a man of God unto Eli, and said unto him, thus says Jehovah, did I reveal myself unto the house of thy father when they were in Egypt in bondage to Pharaoh's house?
Right.
And did I choose him out of all the tribes of Yisrael to be my priest, to go up unto mine altar, to burn incense, to wear an ephod before me? And did I give unto the house of thy father all the offerings of the children of Israel made by fire?
He did.
Wherefore kick ye at my sacrifice and my offering, which I have commanded in mine habitation, and honorest thy sons above me, to make yourselves fat with the chiefest of all the offerings of Israel, my people.
So that's the validation right there. He was reaping the benefits of his son's mischief.
That's right.
How dare you? So let's see what happens.
Therefore, Jehovah, the God of Israel, saith, I said indeed that thine house and the house of thy father should walk before me forever.
Yes.
But now Jehovah saith, be it far from me, for them that honor me will I honor, and them that despise me shall be lightly esteemed.
Lightly esteemed. I like how they put that here. But lightly esteemed. What does that mean? Disgraced. I mean, the Most High God sent this man of God to talk to Eli.
Yeah.
He wasn't, basically this was the last straw. Eli had time to tell his sons, listen, get your act together, do this, do that, do that. You understand? But this was it. Well, by the time the Most High God sent this man of God, it was already too late.
It's too late.
Now he's coming to tell you what's your punishment.
Yeah,
the judgment is coming.
Judgment is coming.
It's already too late.
Oh yeah, too late.
Time sheet.
Behold, the days come
Oh.
that I will cut off thine arm and the arm of thy father's house, that there shall not be an old man in thy house.
Oh.
What kind of, y'all hear that?
Yes.
That's
yes,
serious. That means there's never going to be an old man. There'll never be an old man in your home. All your sons are going to die young.
Yeah.
That's what he's telling them.
Yes.
That's a curse.
It is a curse.
That's a doozy right there.
Yeah.
Don't you?
And thou shalt behold a rival in my habitation, in all the good which shall be done to Yisrael, and there shall not be an old man in thy house forever.
Oh my goodness.
Yet will I not cut off every man of thy house from mine altar, to make thy eyes to fail, and thy heart to languish, and all the increase of thy house shall die young men.
You hear that?
I'll kill them.
So here's the next question. So from this portion right here, you know, it seems like Eli and his house are going to lose the priesthood, right? Who took it? Or who inherited it? Anyone? Anyone? All right, let's go to 1 Kings. First Kings, the second chapter.
Second or seventh?
Second chapter, 2. And 20, let's start at 27.
First Kings, second chapter.
27. 2:27.
So Shalom, thrust out Eraniyah from being priest unto Yahweh, that the word of Yahweh might be fulfilled, which he spoke concerning Eli in Shiloh.
Okay, so it didn't have to happen today or tomorrow, but when the Most High says it's going to come to pass, it's going to come to pass.
Yeah.
Read same chapter, 35th verse.
And the king put BINAH, the son of Jehoiada, in room over his host, and Zadok did the king put in the room of Eviathar.
Okay, so that's that story right there. Let's go back to Shemuel. So basically what this man of God is telling him came to pass. Where we at?
Verse 34. And this shall be the sign unto thee, that which shall come upon thy two sons, on Hophni and Pinchas, in one day both of them shall die. And I will raise me up a faithful priest that shall do according to that which is in my heart and in my mind. And I will build him a sure house, and he shall walk before mine anointed forever.
And that was Zadok. Now, he's getting all this information. A terrible message that both of his sons are going to die one day. But you know, Eli, he was a smart man. Eli was a righteous priest. His sons, not so much. You understand? So he's being told that his sons are going to die one day.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was that worried or bothered.
No, he wasn't.
He knew. He knew he had some real doozies for sons. You know, so when he got this information, all he could do was probably just sigh like, I guess we got to take this punishment. I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Nothing you could do. Time sheet.
And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left in thy house shall come and bow down to him for a piece of silver and for a loaf of bread, and shall say, put me, I pray thee, into one of the priest's offices, that I may eat a morsel of bread.
You see that? So because of these two boys, Hophni and Pinchas, because it's one thing to play with people.
Right.
It's one thing to steal from people.
Yeah.
But when you steal from God, you don't want to play that game. You're in a whole different ball game now. You know, it's it reminds me of Aharon's two sons.
Right.
You know? They must have been feeling themselves. They wanted to do what they wanted to do. You know? This is the 8th day of consecration.
Yeah.
This is the 8th day. They about to be made priests. We good money.
Yeah.
You know? They took their senses and they started offering up strange fire. What was so strange about the fire? It wasn't commanded.
It wasn't commanded.
They didn't know. Who told you to do that?
Right.
Nobody.
Nobody.
You don't play with the Most High.
Nope.
Play with man. Play yourself. But don't play with God.
Teach it.
Tamshi.
Chapter 3, verse 1. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And the child Shemuel ministered unto Yahweh before Eli. And the word of Yahweh was precious in those days.
Yeah.
There was no frequent
There
vision.
was no frequent vision. You understand? So the children of Yisrael in Moshe's time and Joshua's time, they went from seeing all of these things, all these miracles, miraculous things. But there was no vision. It was everyone was doing according to their own way. So no one had any sight. You understand? Tamshi.
And it came to pass at that time, when Eli was laid down in his place, now his eyes had begun to wax dim, that he could not see. And the lamp of God was not yet gone out. And Shemuel was laid down to sleep in the temple of Yahweh, where the ark of God was.
What?
That Yahweh called unto Shemuel, and he said, Here I am. And he ran unto Eli and said, Here I am, for thou didst call me. And he said, I called thee not. Lie down again. And he went again to lay down. And Yahweh called yet again to Shemuel. And Shemuel arose and went unto Eli and said, Here I am, for thou didst call me. And he answered, I called thee not, my son. Lie down again.
So he's hearing things. He's going to sleep, and the Most High God is talking to this little boy. And he comes running, you know, like the servant he's supposed to be. Eli, do you need something? He said, man, I didn't call you.
Yeah, God never spoke to him before.
Yeah, because now he hasn't been introduced. So now he's like,
God,
all right, I'm going back. He's like, man, go back and lay down, man.
Right.
Tamshi.
Now Shemuel did not yet know Yahweh, neither was the word of Yahweh revealed unto him.
And why is that? Why is that?
The word was precious in them days.
It was precious and he was around evil.
Right.
It's one thing to you know, he was around two evil men who were doing all types of nasty.
Yeah.
And the Most High God was far from that.
Yeah.
Amen. And Yahweh called Shemuel again the third time. And he rose and went again unto Eli and said, Here I am, for thou didst call me.
I know you called me.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing things. I'm not crazy. I heard something.
And Eli perceived that Yahweh was calling the child. Therefore Eli said unto Shemuel, Go, lie down. And it shall be, if thou be called, that thou shalt say, Speak Yahweh, for thy servant heareth. So
See,
Shemuel,
now he probably never heard those words. You want me to say, Speak Yahweh? Okay. And this is what Eli was waiting for. Because once the Most High God's word goes out, it doesn't go out. It comes back. It never comes back void.
Amen.
So he knew this is the day that Eli was waiting for. Tamshi.
So Shemuel went down and lay in his place. And Yahweh came and stood and called as at other times, Shemuel, Shemuel. Then Shemuel said, Speak, for thy servant heareth. And Yahweh said unto Shemuel, Behold, I will do a thing in Yisrael, at which both the ears of everyone that heareth it shall tingle. In that day I will perform against Eli all that I have spoken concerning his house, from the beginning even unto the end. For I have told him that I will judge his house forever for the iniquity in that he knew that his sons did bring a curse upon themselves and rebuke them not.
They bring a curse upon themselves.
And therefore I have sworn unto the house of Eli that the iniquity of Eli's house shall not be expiated with the sacrifice nor offering forever.
No. You thought you was going to get away with it. It's not going to happen. The Most High God will come and get his vengeance.
And Shemuel lay down until the morning and opened the doors of the house of Yahweh. And Shemuel feared to tell Eli the vision.
Yeah, because how you want to go to the man who's been raising you for years and years to tell him that
something like that?
Oh, God is going to kill you.
Yeah, and your two sons.
Yeah, he told me last night. So
them 2 boys won.
You gonna die.
Then Eli called Shemuel and said, Shemuel, my son. And he said, Here am I. And he said, What is the thing that he have spoken unto thee?
Yeah, he putting a little pressure on Shemuel.
Yeah. Tighten him up a little bit.
I pray thee, hide it not from me. God do so to thee and more also, if thou hide the thing from me of all the things that he spoke unto thee.
That's a threat.
He threatened the boy.
He threatened him.
He threatened me, yeah.
He like, well, you know what? I don't want that. So I might as well just tell you, right?
Yeah.
And Shemuel told him all the words and hid nothing from him. And he said, It is Yahweh. Let him do what seemeth good.
That's right, because Eli
gave up.
Yeah, he had no choice.
Yeah.
He had to give up.
Yeah, he gave up.
He come to terms with what was going on.
There you go.
And he knew it.
Well said.
He was waiting for that.
Yes, you come to terms.
He was waiting for
it.
And Shemuel grew, and Yahweh was with him. And he did let none of his words fall to the ground. And all Yisrael, even from Dan, even unto Beersheba, knew that Shemuel was established to be a prophet to Yahweh.
There you go.
And Yahweh appeared again in Shiloh. For Yahweh revealed himself to Shemuel in Shiloh. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. So this man Shemuel, this is the beginning of his greatness.
Yeah.
This is the beginning of his everything. I want to tell y'all more about Shemuel because I love Shemuel. He did so much in his life. I don't know who's going to be doing next week, but we all know what Shemuel did, right?
Yeah.
Who did he anoint?
He anointed Shaul.
Shaul and David.
Yeah.
Right? Even though Shaul thought that he was still king, he was running around town acting crazy. And David was already the king.
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't 2 kings.
No, 1 king.
Now it was only 1 king. But Shaul was still, everybody thought he was still the king. But
yeah.
Listen, this book of Shemuel, this is one of my favorite books.
It's going to get sweet.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's good.
Yeah.
So y'all better stay tuned.
I enjoy it.
And if you miss it, make sure you get online and you listen because very interesting. He had a very interesting life.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
We're gonna learn about Shaul. We're gonna learn about David and that fiasco. Y'all was some terrible stuff.
Was he a prophet, a priest, and a judge?
He was a prophet, a priest, a judge.
Yeah, 3 in 1.
He was amazing.
Yeah.
He was an amazing man.
Prophet, priest, and judge.
You know, he did a lot.
Oh yeah.
So Shemuel, one of my favorite characters in the Tanakh, hands down. I hope you got something out of it.
I hope that.
And I hope that you enjoyed the rest of the book of Shemuel. And let me tell you, you know how you pick up a good book and you can't put it down?
Yeah. That's
Shemuel.
1 and 2. Yeah.
You might start reading this. If you pick it up tomorrow, I guarantee you won't be able to put it down until you finish 2 Samuel.
Good story, yeah.
Great book.
Yeah,
great book.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Amen.